Ciao Francesco, benvenuto al nostro programma televiso.
I'm very happy to be here, David. I was really impressed last year.
I'm so flattered that we made such a good impression on you.
Hold on, David. The coffee. I just love that pumpkin spice with 2 shots of espresso with a little oat milk.
Oh, you meant the coffee. Okay, well, I have one for you right here.
Oh, fantastic, David. And remember what I always say, for it is in giving that we receive. So please pass that pumpkin spice right over.
There you go, right to you. Enjoy. So, St. Francis, it's an honor to have you here with us today. I would like to ask you a few questions, okay?
Sure, that's why I'm here.
I think many people know that you were born into a very wealthy family and that you gave it all up to embrace this life of poverty and simplicity. But I bet not many people know what you wanted to be as a young man. It wasn't really a man of God, was it?
No, it wasn't. I dreamed of being in King Arthur's court. I was fascinated by the legends of King Arthur that came out of France and wanted to be a knight, just like the one in King Arthur's Round Table.
And your dream came true, didn't it?
It did. I put on the armor of a knight of Assisi and fought as a mounted soldier against the city-state of Perugia.
Wow. So you must be the first saint who is also a military veteran.
And a POW. Soon after that, as you know, I came upon the broken-down San Damiano Chapel and went inside to pray. That's when I heard Christ speak to me from the cross in the chapel. He asked me to rebuild his house, which he said was falling into ruin.
Wow. That is really some message.
I thought he meant literally, and so I started begging for stones to repair the little chapel. As time went on, I realized that Jesus wasn't asking me to rebuild the church. He was asking me to rebuild this church, his church, which was falling into ruin.
And so really, by begging for stones for the chapel, you probably became the first Franciscan fundraiser. So you were also unique in the way you embraced and showed compassion to those who were poor and marginalized, like the lepers of Assisi. Your kindness has inspired millions of our Franciscan brothers and sisters who continue to serve all of those in need. And not many people know that the Franciscan order also welcomes lay people to be part of the order.
Yes, we call them secular Franciscans. And though they don't take solemn vows, they play a major role in spreading the gospel by embracing the Franciscan way of life, poverty, humility, and service. They are devoted lay Catholics who have families, work, pursue careers, and live their lives much like most of the people you know.
So how did this secular or third order of St. Francis start?
When people started following me, I was truly humbled. In some cases, there were people who had families that relied on them. I thought these people could uniquely serve our mission by not giving up everything to join us, but by living out the Franciscan charism in their daily lives and using their established talents and resources to help the poorest among us. There are about 200,000 secular Franciscans in the world today, being present and helping people in the places they call home.
Our secular brothers and sisters remain a vital part of the Franciscan mission, that's for sure. Not only do they help the poor and marginalized, but being able to tap into their expertise in their respective fields helps a lot of the friars and sisters to navigate and better understand all that's happening all around us.
It's always good to make the circle bigger. The more the merrier. And to quote myself, be who you are and be that well. God has given each of us a unique identity and set of skills. These are gifts that would be a shame not to open and use to help others. Now, David, I see that you put your unique talents on display on that lovely show, Friar Chef.
Oh, Friar Chef. Well, I hate to tell you this, Francesco, but I'm not really a skilled chef. The other friars on our show would be the first to tell you that, I'm sure. Let's stay on the topic and keep talking about the first you brought about. So I think if we talk about the secular Franciscans, we should also certainly talk about Clare of Assisi.
My dear friend St. Clare. Yes, she was one of my early followers. We often leaned on each other for wisdom and spiritual strength. She was great at bringing people together too, and had such wonderful leadership qualities. She was the leader of the poor ladies, who embraced lives of poverty and prayer on behalf of everyone in the world. A very radical idea for those times. The times we lived in were different without question. In any case, Clare would have broken the mold in any era. She went on to form a religious order. The poor ladies became the Poor Clares. And to this day, the Poor Clares pray for you, me, our loved ones, and those in need around the world. Their voice is very powerful.
It's a very powerful voice of prayer, and the friars depend on the Poor Clares so much for support and care. So you've really had quite an influence on the world, St. Francis. Is there a bit of wisdom you'd like to share with those who follow in your footsteps and live by your example?
I'd like to share this. When it comes to helping those living in poverty and on the margins of neglect and despair, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Bathe the leper with your own hands. Get up at dawn to help prepare a bread line or soup kitchen, or spend a minute or two in the biting wind and bitter cold to deliver someone a blanket or a bowl of hot soup. These moments of discomfort for us are fleeting, but for the person we're helping, they can be important for the restoration of hope. And if you are unable to get your hands dirty in the literal sense, donate food to your local food pantry, or click the button of your mouse to give what you can to those with boots on the ground, and the time and ability to offer face-to-face help, like my brother friars.
That is a great message for everyone. St. Francis, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I'd like to invite you and everyone watching, no matter if you're preaching the gospel, scrolling through photos or messages on your cell phone, or busying yourself with household chores, to take time to pause. Take time to be present with your loved ones. Be sure not to miss the presence of Jesus around you, in nature, in animals, and the people you see. Be sure not to miss the things and moments that really matter, and you'll know what they are when you're around them. I promise you. I often sat in silent contemplation, and it served me well. I think it'll serve you well too.
I think that's a phenomenal message. A balance between the action in the marketplace, so to speak, in contemplation, being alone, being in the silence and presence of God. St. Francis, thank you so much for being here with us today. As always, it is a privilege and a pleasure to be with you and to share a good cup of coffee with you.
Thank you, David. And may the Lord give you and all your viewers peace. And remember, it is in giving that we receive.
Thank you, St. Francis.